7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Let's work, my beautiful people. Let's work, my Pan-Africanists. Let's work, my beautiful people. We've got a lot to talk about today. We've got a lot to talk about today. We've got quite a lot to talk about today. As you are coming in, please make sure that you send your greetings and tell us where you are watching us from. Peace in Pan-Africanism. As you are coming in, please do indicate where you are watching from and send your greetings to your boy King. We are now exactly 1 month away from the gala dinner. We are now 1 month away from the gala dinner, but we've got other important matters that are arising that we need to talk about. And I want to talk about today. Am I audible, guys? Am I audible, guys? Can you guys hear me? Am I audible? Am I visible? Thank you, Shezi. I want to today dive into this this issue of the AfriForum march that the EFF is why am I saying AfriForum? The Orania march that the EFF is planning. It's a very important, significant march. Very, very, very important march that the EFF is having, and I want us to go. You guys know I'm more of a strategist when it comes to fighting wars and everything. I think ahead, and I think our people, we must prepare them accordingly so that mistakes, not mistakes, careless mistakes must not be made. You understand what I'm saying? There's a big issue when it comes to this issue of EFF marching in against Orania. It's the first time that this thing is happening. We have a leader by the name of Shadrach Dube. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to click the like button. Peace in Pan-Africanism. I'm Duduzi Sibanyoni from Brongerspruit. I matriculated in Brongerspruit in Culture High School. Mdu. So Brongerspruit is like a home for me. I matriculated there. I matriculated in Brongerspruit. The EFF is planning a very serious march against AfriForum. Why am I saying AfriForum? against Orania. It's very, very, very important to talk about this and prepare for this. Like I said, it's for the first time that black people has publicly came out to say they're going to march against AfriForum, against Orania. And now it's not going to be, the march is not going to be at Orania, which is about 200. Let me see how far is Orania from Kimberley. Let me see how far is Orania from Kimberley quickly. Distance from Kimberley to Orania. 165 kilos. So it's not far from Kimberley. It's not far in terms of Northern Cape, because remember, Northern Cape is the biggest province in South Africa. Northern Cape can almost fit the entire South Africa. You can almost fit the entire South Africa in Northern Cape. Some people don't know that. Almost, like small parts will be left out. But the Northern Cape, you can drive 1,600 to 1,800 on a straight line in Northern Cape. So you can imagine wherever you stay, where 1,000 kilometers will take you. You will probably arrive in Cape Town from wherever you are staying, plus 1,000 kilometers. You'll probably arrive in Cape Town. Ayanda Koza is here. We will put we will pull what is our with our EFF. I think you wanted to say with our EFF. We have to pull with our EFF, yes, but we have to be clever. We have to be clever. There's things that are in play in this match that I don't want the EFF to make the mistakes, careless mistakes. These things, there's a way we must use wording. There is a way that you must strategize about the match. Remember, the match is going to what you call what are you saying no to Northern Cape fitting the whole of South Africa inside it? Northern Cape is big. Northern Cape is big. Northern Cape is very big. From Kimberley to Springbok, it's about 800 kilometers. You still have Port Nolloth, you still have Alexandra Bay, you still have Oreskloof, you still have... Oh, it's so big. I work in the Northern Cape, so I'm telling you, I'm from Mpumalanga. In Mpumalanga, 5 hours takes you anywhere you want to go from any point of Mpumalanga. You can get even in KZN if you wanted to, with 5 hours. From KwaNdebele, you can drive. KZN is just 5 hours away. Northern Cape is big, people. Northern Cape is big. But anyway, that does not matter today. What matters today is that we must strategize with the EFF. I'm so fortunate and so lucky that I know the leader, the leader of the EFF who's organizing this match. I'm talking about Shadrack Tlhaole. Shadrack Tlhaole is the first black leader in the entire democracy of South Africa who organized a match against Orania. All of the leaders, they've all been talking. Julius Malema, I don't know if the ANC leaders has ever had a problem with Orania, meaning Thabo Mbeki, Nelson Mandela, Jacob Zuma, and Cyril Ramaphosa. I have never heard them say anything negative as per se about Orania. So I'm assuming that they don't mind the existence of Orania. Remember, it is them that made the deal with Orania, that Orania must continue to be an existent post 1994 elections. For those who don't know, Orania was purchased as a land in 1990 from the Department of Waterworks. So the Department of Waterworks is, you can't buy land from a stolen land from a stolen government. Number one, the title deed of Orania is already incorrect. When we talk about land expropriation without compensation, Orania should be in the conversation there, because the land that they have, it's not theirs. Did not belong to them. Did not belong. How can you say you bought land from the department? What type of corruption is that? How did you buy land from the department? So we need to be strategic. So Cedric Tlhaole, the provincial leader of the EFF in the Northern Cape, is the first man to be brave enough to say, I'm going to organize a match. It's not easy. You are putting your life in danger when you say things like that. It's not easy. God bless you, King. Thank you so much. Oh, God give us strength, man. God give us strength and wisdom. So it's not easy when you say you're going to organize a match to Orania. Number one, the first thing that you do is you plan a match to the Premier's office. Why is that? It's because the ANC in the 2024 election, they got 49%. 49.3%. So they just fell short from 51%. Remember, you need 50 plus 1% to rule a province. The ANC in the Northern Cape got 49%, so they needed a partner to push them over the 50 plus 1%. So the ANC ignored the DA, the ANC ignored the EFF, the ANC ignored all the other parties, and the ANC went with the Freedom Front Plus. So that significant move was very alarming, because they chose the most racist party, more than the Democratic Alliance, to align with. So they chose them, and then the Freedom Front gave them their vote and said, they said, don't what you call, we don't want anything. You guys can keep the premier, you can keep the speaker of the province. We don't want anything. Just acknowledge Orania further as an independent state. I've explained this a million times, that meant that the ANC was selling the soul of our country away. What do we mean by that? They took out Orania from the Thembelihle municipality. Orania is under the Thembelihle municipality, was under the Thembelihle municipality. So now you find yourself in a situation where you find yourself in a situation where Orania is no longer under a municipality, because of that deal that the ANC did with with the Freedom Front Plus. So with that being said, Orania is now growing in its independence. About in 2018, they had about 2,500 people staying in Orania. Currently, they are very close to 5,000. They are growing very slow, because remember, the Dutch don't reproduce like we do. In fact, Caucasians don't reproduce like we do in the world. So we are a very a high reproductive people as Africans. If Africans were there in 2018 and there were 2,500, best believe you me, there would be 10,000 Africans in Orania right now. Best believe me, without any doubt. I take it that King believes God has nothing to head always when finishes, remind us to pray. Yeah, guys, don't worry about King's beliefs. Don't worry about King's beliefs. Religion divides us as African people. Religion and politics divides us. Whatever you believe in, as long as you know that you are black, it's fine. You believe in what we are. We are not here to change people's belief systems. We are here to fight for us as African people. So don't worry about it. Do you believe in God? Those who don't believe in God, don't believe in God. That's your own personal decision. It has nothing to do with Pan-Africanism. It has absolutely nothing to do with Pan-Africanism. The greatest Pan-Africanist, Marcus Garvey, was a Christian. Malcolm X was a Muslim. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't matter. Just continue with your life, and respect other people's personal choice. Don't allow religion to divide us as Africans. Thank you for all the significant updates. We are with our march in Orania. It is a humiliating and blacks what the ANC sacrificed. ANC sacrificed nothing for us, just as ANC are such a disappointment. But anyway, so now when you march, what Cedric did that I like, Cedric is a Shadrach. Just imagine we are calling a black person Shadrach. What Shadrach did as a leader of the EFF in Northern Cape, he has had all the commotion that has been happening around the world in terms of AfriForum, black people, white genocide and everything. And he has decided we cannot continue to allow the apartheid state of Orania to continue. So he said, no, we are going to march to the Premier's office. It's very important to note that, because marching to the Premier's office is the first step that is very important. Don't march directly to Orania. Remember, in Orania, they are teaching their children that black people are going to come and attack you. That is why you are here. You are here in Orania because we don't want you to be part of black people. And one day they're going to come and attack you and you need to shoot back. That's what they are saying to their children. Black people are monkeys. Black people are not fit to, to live alongside. Don't integrate with black people. Don't have black people as friends. Don't mix with black people. Black people are nothing. Black people are incompetent. They are violent and everything. That's what they are teaching them in Orania. After they teach them that, then they turn around and rape their own children in Orania. You can Google that. I'm not surprised with this new teacher that raped the child. I think it's in the Eastern Cape. That's what they do. It happens also in Orania, okay? But now the problem is that they're turning the farm of Orania into a private state. Why a private state? A state because they don't want the police to intervene in the crimes that are happening in Orania. They think that they will sort their own problems. There's been Afrikaner people that have been chased out of Orania because of not behaving or adhering to the rules of Orania. So Orania it's its own state. They want to police themselves. You understand what I'm saying? So, so now when we march to yes, the ANC did not sacrifice anything for us, but sold us. Yes, you're right. So now when we march to the Premier's office, remember nothing is going to happen when you march to the Premier's office. The Premier's office is in Kimberley, that is 165 kilometers away from Orania. So you are not going to scare the people of Orania. You are not going to move them in any way, shape, or form. Understand? But the day you say we are marching to Orania, what the Dutch people will hear is that you are starting war against them. That is why I'm doing this live. I'm doing this live because I want to educate my people. I want to educate my people on how to do a proper march that will have the desired outcome to Orania. Wow, for a second I thought Jamie Foxx is in the building. Thank you for the wish. Wise words you're sharing. You look like Jamie Foxx. Anyways, so the first march is the Premier's office. The reason for the first march in the Premier's office is because the Premier is the one, Zamane Soul, who has agreed to further protect the existence of Orania. They don't call it existence of Orania, they call it the independence of Orania. Okay, so that I want you guys to remember that independence is there, they are protecting it. So the second march, what is going to happen when people march in Kimberley, because Kimberley is a small town. People don't know. Kimberley is the smallest capital city in South Africa. All the other cities are bigger than Kimberley. In Mafikeng, Pretoria, Johannesburg, Bloemfontein, Polokwane, Nelspruit, Durban, Gqeberha, Cape Town, all of them, all the capital cities are bigger than Kimberley. Kimberley is very small. So anything you do in Kimberley, it looks big because Kimberley is small already. And remember, the EFF is going to bring people from outside the Northern Cape to come and march here. Yeah, so we are, listen, Johnny, whatever your name is, we are not going to leave Orania alone because Orania is a racist state. It's an apartheid state. What they are doing there is practicing apartheid in front of us. We are not going to have a place in South Africa where other cultures are not allowed. We are going to intervene there, and Orania people are expecting this because they know what they are doing there is wrong. So they are expecting this. So we're going to be on their case until we are not going to be the generation of Nelson Mandela who accepts anything that the Dutch people want to do here. It's fine. We are not going to be. There is no Zulu person in KwaZulu-Natal that is going to tell a Pedi, Xhosa, Venda, Tsonga, whatever person to say you can't live in KwaZulu-Natal. There is no such thing in South Africa. There is no Xhosa people that will tell us who are not Xhosa not to go and stay in the Eastern Cape or the Western Cape. There is no Tswana person that stays in the Northwest that will tell the rest of the cultures in South Africa that don't come to Tswana. You understand? So it's not going to happen. We are not going to allow those racists in Orania to continue doing what they are doing. We are not going to allow it. They can they can jump up and down as much as they want, but there is coming a generation. I keep on saying this. There is coming a generation that is not going to want equality, but want revenge. And if the African people don't sit and become honest with themselves, with the history and the pain that they've caused on black people, they will never be able to stop that unled revolution that is going to come. The Orania is a small place. Orania is a small place. The population in Orania, even if you gave them a gun and a bomb in each hand, they are a small place. They will not be able to stop the wave. And the nice thing about all of this, of the marching and everything, is that the marches are not violent. South Africans in general fear white people. In general, not all of us. South Africa in general fear white people. That's why I kept on repeating that in 1993, on the 10th of April, Yalush Walush assassinated Chris Hani, shot him, executed him in front of his house. And black people did nothing. Black people fear Afrikaner people. They fear Afrikaner people, you know. So, man, what am I doing? The black people fear Afrikaner people. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Yalush Walush was in prison for 26, 27 years. Nothing happened to him. Black people fear African people in their majority. That's why they don't understand the bomb that is going to come out of Orania. How evil are these people? The Dutch people have shown you how evil they are. When they were in power, you were less than human. You were supposed to carry with a dompas. They had a death penalty. Have you ever asked yourself how many whites suffered under the death penalty? Have you ever asked yourself, Mlenzi Africa, thank you for arriving. Have you ever wondered, the death penalty was for black people. It was never for them. That's why they could hang Solomon Mahlangu and many others. That's why they could open live ammunition in Sharpeville. That's why they could shoot the children in 1976. When they were in power, they used their power to abuse your human rights. You must always remember that, African child. There was no reset button that was pressed in 1994 that will make them now all of a sudden love you. There's no such thing. There's no reset button. King forces travel. We can't leave them alone. This is not their country. Yes. This nonsense can't happen in Zimbabwe and other African countries. King, I repeat, forced travel, okay, should have been closed yesterday, and if nobody disagrees, deport them back to their country. They don't have a country. African people don't have a home. Some of them are 3 generation, 4 generation in South Africa. They don't have a home. When you say they must go back home, it's like telling a black American, go back home. They've been there forever. They don't have a country. Which country claims them? As you can see, Holland has never said anything. King Kelia, or whatever you pronounce it. Holland has never claimed them. The Dutch has never claimed them. In everything that is happening, have you ever heard the Dutch people say, come back home? They are running to America. They are not running to Dutch. Remember, it's complicated with them. Some of them are half German, half Italian, and all of that. You know, they don't have a home. No, I'm not fighting for them. I'm not defending them. They must go. But I'm saying they don't have a place to call home. They are Dutch, yes. They are German, yes. They are European, yes. You remember in 1994 and before that, they were calling themselves Europeans because they are Europeans. Yeah, Dutch is Netherlands. Netherlands is Dutch. You see, so they know that they can't go back there because they don't even have family there anymore. Remember, some of them, their grandparents arrived there 150 years ago, 200 years ago. So they can't go anywhere, according to them, not according to me. According to them, that's why they even fear going to America, because they fear everything. You know, a shout out Maseko to Captain Tawore, the only true African. Him and Tiane. Tiane was actually the general of Niger. Is the one that advised Tawore to start his coup. General Tiane is a legend, ladies and gentlemen. We don't speak enough about him. We don't speak enough about him. So the Dutch people, they are so hateful. And see videos of them. They are so hateful, so heartless, so heartless. So they have, listen, we as South Africans, we have seen this. We have seen this. We don't question this anymore. We know what type of people we are dealing with. We know what type of people we are dealing with. They are showing us in our own country that, listen, we don't want to mix with you. We don't want to mix with you. You are not human. And people say, but why don't you build your own Orania and all of those things? Listen, why did you come and build here? Why did you have to come and disturb what we were doing here already? Why didn't you build your own Orania in Dutch? What are we getting to here? When you guys came here, there was no prison here. Our women were walking around half naked. We had self-control. We have something that we call Ubuntu that you will never have. So don't tell us, why didn't we build? We were building already. You guys destroyed the Great Wall of Benin that stretched from Benin in Nigeria and Ivory Coast and Senegal. You destroyed the walls. You burned the Alexandria library in Egypt. You shut the nose of the pyramids. Everything that we built, you tore down. Don't tell us about building. You pushed us to squatter camps, to what we call townships. And you stayed in the towns. When you were in power, you had some better education than us. You understand what I'm saying? When you were in power, you did not see us as human. You raped our parents. You took our land. When you were in power, that's what you did to us. How merciful are we not to do the same to you? We had a higher consciousness, King. They brought regression to us, to mankind. They took us back. They took our languages away from us, started teaching us English and Afrikaans, colonizing us. Yeah, they were never held accountable, but the time is coming. The time is coming. It's going to be easy to target Orania because of where they are and where they are situated and the numbers of them. And remember my African people, the day when we decide to march to Orania, AfriForum and all of these racist bulls, they're going to go there armed and stand at the gate. Do you guys understand what is going to happen when we go to Orania? So I don't want my people to go to Orania thinking that they're going to burn tires at the road, thinking that they're going to throw stones into the farm of Orania. I don't want that. I want my people to strategize properly. That is why I always tell my African people, arm yourself legally. As a black man, you have the responsibility to protect your family. Go and get a legal firearm. As a black man, I'm telling you that. This thing of saying, hey, I can fight, is not going to help you. When Tsotsis come to your house, they're going to take everything away from you and take your family away from you, because you will not be able to stop them as a black man. Listen, I'm a professional fighter myself, so I know how to defend myself physically. But even me, with the experience that I have in the boxing ring, that's not going to help me when tsotsis come. When tsotsis are coming, they are not coming for a fair fight. Go as an African man and inquire about getting your own firearm. It is normal. In Orania, they're teaching primary children to handle a firearm. Primary school children are taught to handle a firearm. They are shooting a firearm, a rifle, for the first time in primary. When you have never seen a gun, you black person. My African people, wake up. My African people, please wake up. Please wake up. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? I don't want you guys going to Orania to go and throw stones. What nonsense is that? That is like sending our people for slaughter. That is like sending our people to go and be slaughtered. King, would you share some thoughts on Maxwell Chikumbuzo's invention? Oh, I've shared many videos. Unfortunately, in this video, we are talking about something else. But Chikumbuzo is a man that must be protected by African countries. Chikumbuzo must take his creation to Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. That is where it will be the safest. Not in Zimbabwe, not in South Africa. You need something like Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger to protect Chikumbuzo. For those who don't know, Chikumbuzo is the guy that invents things that don't need normal power, like electricity, petrol, diesel, and all of those things. So he's the most brilliant mind in Africa right now. Chikumbuzo is the most brilliant mind in Africa, in the world right now. Nobody even comes close. When people are still moving to battery power, he's moving to radio frequencies to move, radio wave frequencies to move a car. So he's advanced, is more than anything. So let me come back to Orania. Thank you, Bafana, for reminding us of Chikumbuzo. Please go on YouTube, everywhere, Google, and just do your small research about Chikumbuzo and tell one person about him. Just tell one person this coming week. Tell one person about Maxwell Chikumbuzo. Understand? Radio wave frequency. Yes, radio wave frequencies. It's crazy to think that a car can move with radio wave frequencies. Will you tell us how you feel about white people as a whole? Do you dislike them? No, this is not about dislike and liking white people and whatever. We're talking about apartheid here. We're talking about people who think that they are better than other people. We are talking about people who have shown us in history that when they are in power, they will assassinate us. They will kill us. That's the people that we are talking about here. We are not generalizing, putting all African people in one box. We are not generalizing, putting all white people in one box. That is rubbish. We are not doing that. We are not after all white people in South Africa. We are after racism. That's what we are after. And by the way, I'm not an EFF member. I'm not an EFF member. I'm not an MK member. I'm not a member of the ANC. I'm not a member of any political party. Politics affect us because life is politics, but I am not part of any political party. I have declined all offers to join political parties. I don't have time for politics because I believe politics is a system that was introduced by our colonizers to further colonize us. You understand what I'm saying? That's my own belief. Is that why they ever destroyed our great parents' graveyards? So we also can't point. They did everything. Moloto Road, you guys know the great notorious Moloto Road. I'm from Kamtlanga, so I'll tell you about Moloto Road. The apartheid regime government built a road on top of graves. On top of graves. So what are you going to do? In some farms, there are farms that were bought, and there's what you call, people are claiming that, listen, we buried our grandparents here, and these people took the farm, they took the land. We are talking about evil people here. We are not talking about people. So I don't want to send you to Orania to go and throw stones there. I don't want that. Anlungangan nabantu abamnyama angeke ngikwazi ukuzibamba. So you need abantu abakwazi ukucabanga baze ngokuhlakanipha kokulwa. Asilapha siyophosa amatshe lapha ungathi sinhlatla lapha sinhlatla thina. Already tlaela rena. Re amola ka tlhalefo ya ntwa. Nantwisisa mos. O re amola ka tlhalefo ya ntwa because batho ba le mola tla ba yeme ba re emetse mola gore ba nya go re bontsha gore ke bona bo mang. Tla ba yeme mola bona ba le emetse, in fact aba robale ba ready. You know, deeds. If you have paying attention, you would have known that King is criticizing poor ANC leadership and everything. Also, I'm also not affiliated. I'm not saying people must not be affiliated, by the way. Please join any political party and everything. I don't have a problem with that. Thank you, Mzili Africas. I wish we stop worrying about the past and plan on work together in the future. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. There's no such thing. I cannot. Gina made this example when I was on TikTok this morning, this afternoon actually. Gina made this. I cannot beat up my wife and put her into a what you call a wheelchair, abuse her, and then tomorrow I say, let us start up fresh. It's 1994. Please forget about how I beat you up, how I put you on your wheelchair. Let's just continue and have equal opportunity. And then we go on a swimming pool and we say, let's swim, and I win. I say, yeah, but we had the same opportunity. Why didn't you win? But I'm forgetting that I'm the one that caused her to be on a wheelchair. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? We cannot forget history. It was never addressed. It was never addressed. So we need to address it. Consequences needs to be put upon the current generation of African people. We cannot ignore history. We cannot start up fresh. How can you are in the township? I am in a farm. I'm driving a bike. I'm driving I'm owning a farm. I'm owning a mine. Listen, the unemployment rate amongst white people is less than 10%. How can I say as an African person to say, no, let's start all over, and you as a black person, you agree to that when you are the poorest of the poorest? What are you starting up fresh from? What are you aiming for the future from? When you graduate, you are the first black person to graduate in your family. When you buy a car, you are the first black person to buy a car in your family. Nobody in your family is a millionaire. You inherit nothing from your grandparents. How dare do they tell us, no, let's go for the future. Let's forget the future. I mean, let's forget the past. Let's just go for the future. How dare you? How dare you tell us what to do and what not to do? Let's plan for the future. Plan for the future. I must plan from the future from a shack. I must plan from on a future with my grandparents that were slaughtered, and I find myself where I am today. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? You cannot tell me about the future. Let's correct the past so that the future can be clear. We cannot allow these people. Remember, it's not stopping with Orania. You guys don't understand it. It's not stopping with Orania. It's not stopping with Orania. It's Kleinfontein. It's Cape Independence. Then the next thing is, no, we want our own country. We don't want black people here. It's not going to stop. Me and you don't know what are they teaching their children there in Orania. We don't know. Me and you, we don't know what is going on there. We don't know what they are preparing for us as black people. Are they preparing to attack us? What are they trying to do there? Why do they hate us so much that they don't want us in their proximity? You guys understand what I'm saying? There is a danger in government not being able to intervene in a certain community. Government intervenes in all the kingdoms. Also, that the Zulu kingdom, government is there. In Ngwenyama Trust, government is paying kings, is doing whatever. The kings are regulated. They don't do as they please. Why should a Zulu kingdom submit himself, a Zulu king submit himself when he's got the biggest tribe in South Africa, submit himself to government, but those ones in Orania, they must not? You guys understand what I'm saying to you guys? We cannot, as black people, allow the Orania state to continue to exist. We cannot. But again, I repeat, as we are going to march to Orania, we must be clever. America is watching. It's possible that America might send their a small army to land in Orania. It's possible. That will not stop us, because that we will see it as a direct threat as South Africans. Yeah, it says Gaza is coming to coming to SA. It's possible. It's possible. And when Gaza comes to South Africa, that is the day, Victor, you will see that black people don't want to fight for their own. That is the day. That is the day you will see. That's why we respect the Palestinian people. They were slinging stones to the army of Israel. It is Advocate Moses Kakane who said, I rather die in hunger than eat in shame. We are not afraid of them. We don't fear them. And I warned the African people, I said, there is coming a generation that is not going to understand the establishment of Orania. Because no matter what happened in South Africa, black people will always be 80% and above. There isn't going to come a time where black people are less than 80% of the population. There isn't. It's not possible. It's not possible. Black people reproduce like nothing else. I wonder what is the population of Africans in the world. What is the percentage? 1.5 billion people is not true. 1.5 billion people is not true. It's them trying to make us seem as if we are small, as if we are the same size as they are saying we are 18% of the population of the world, Africans. It's not true. It's not true. It's not true. I promise you, it's not true. It's not true. Remember, Nigeria has got over 280 million people, and some people are not documented in Nigeria. Their home affairs is a disaster. Their home affairs is a disaster. So I'm saying, after we march, because I'll be part of this march, I will be promoting this march. I will be, documenting, because this is so very important to me. I'll be documenting the march to the Premier's office. um, where my brother, that is the day where you will understand that witchcraft doesn't work. Victor, you can try, That is the day where you will understand that African voodoo does not work. Because that question that you are asking is not a new question. When they were slaughtering us, why didn't we try it then? You understand what I'm saying? When they were beating us up every day through the apartheid era, where was our traditional leaders then? Where was our traditional healers then? So that is the day you will understand that those things don't really apply. I don't know why they work against black on black, because against black on black, I have seen it myself. They do work. My father is from Guyana, so you guys know Guyana. How popular is Guyana when it comes to these things? Why is Cyril so quiet about this issue? Cyril is a president. Mabasa, what do you want Cyril to say? Cyril is already choked by the neck by AfriForum and the US. He can't say anything. Cyril must go to the side and tell the EFF to say, hey, guys, continue doing what you're doing. We will protect you. Don't worry. That's what Cyril will do. I agree. Where was the whole voodoo when they occupied our land? We have ever stronger than an African science. Yes. Listen, personally, I don't believe in that. Personally, it's a personal thing. But I don't want to say I don't believe in that. I don't think it works in this instance because it never worked in a time when it matters the most. We Tonga people, we pray Musango. We do physical fighting. And every tribe will go to a certain traditional healer, and they will cut you and put something in your blood. Amazulu call it ubopa, so that you can have strength. You can have strength like nobody's business when you fight. When we went there and fought, when was it? I want to say it was before COVID. We fought there. There's a heavyweight guy by the name of Diesel. He was fighting there. I think you guys can Google that on. I think you guys can Google what I'm saying. What is this nonsense? I want to find. There's a guy named Diesel. He was a heavyweight. I agree with you, my brother. The African search for self will logically lead him back to a hidden history. We must invoke our history to find our to find and redeem ourselves. So when we went to fight our Diesel, this heavyweight Diesel hit someone, and that person had a stroke, like he froze. They put him into an ambulance, and they asked him because after a few hours that stroke became loose, it went away, and they asked him, what did you hear? He said he had lions and elephants, and he had all the animals in the jungle at the same time in his ear when he was hit. So he had a lion's roar, an elephant, whatever the elephants, whatever it had. He had all of those things at the same time, and that's what made him half paralyzed with a stroke. You understand? So I have seen it with my eyes, but I've always questioned, why is it that during the colonial time, The entire Africa, not only South Africa, the entire Africa, especially the west of Africa, that suffered the most when it comes to slavery, where people were coming in ships almost every year, coming and collecting people. Where was our traditional healers that time? So I always question that. In Mozambique, they use bees and snake to defeat their Portuguese. Yeah, but still they were colonized. They speak Portuguese. Yeah, they were colonized. But yeah, I hear you. But yeah, so when after we're done with the premier's office, the EFF plans to close Orania. Sorry for laughing. Yeah. Listen, it's funny until it happens. Remember, they were laughing at us. They were laughing at us when we said we are going to defeat apartheid. They put us in prison. Mandela's whole youth, his whole years where he was healthy and strong, he was in prison. My king. Paseka, hello. So they laugh at us because we have never showed them in history that we can fight and defeat them. We have never shown them. If I was them, I would laugh at us too. I would really laugh. I would really laugh. Wow, what are those black people saying? They're gonna come here at Orania and do what? I would laugh. Because in the history of black people, we have never stood up and showed our strength. We have always stood up and showed our Ubuntu spirit, our welcoming, like we are too welcoming as African people. Too welcoming, too kind on each other. I will keep on repeat that South Africa should come together and take back their land and stop wasting on government. They stolen the land, and your marching will not change anything, any fight. Remember, a march, Mr. David, must be led somewhere, somehow. I know politics is not a solution for us, but it must be led. When you say South Africans, are you South African? Yeah, it's not easy. It's not an easy thing. It must be planned properly. Remember, you can't in one day, in one march, try to destroy what the African people has built since since they arrived here in 1652. You cannot in one march solve that problem. Did Mandela era by refusing to continue from where he left off before imprisonment? Yeah, remember Mandela, when he came, he was softened. He was isolated and softened. That is why they had to assassinate Chris Hani, because Chris Hani did not want to mix with these CODESA negotiations and negotiations that are not talking about land. Chris Hani was not interested in any of those. And you had sellouts like Mbeki, you had sellouts like Cyril, and other sellouts in the ANC, including Mandela, that compromised too much. Even though the ANC won the election, the ANC still chose a government of national unity. Even though they won the elections in 1994, they still chose to share power with all the other political parties, which is pure rubbish. That shows you how much fear that we had of these people. Okay, so 15 more minutes. So it's I want the EFF to be clever. I want the EFF to be strategic. I want the EFF to plan properly when it goes to Orania. I'm not saying EFF must go to Orania and go and assassinate people. That's not what we are saying. But I'm saying, should you go to Orania, remember what type of devil you are dealing with. Be in a position to defend your own people. Don't bus buses from KwaZulu-Natal and everywhere and go to Orania and to find out what they have in defense is a stone in their hand. Women and children will be in those buses going to Orania. The Oranian people are going to take out guns that me and you don't know where they take them. Every person in Orania will have a gun in his hand. Unlicensed, because Orania is not policed. South African police, they don't go in Orania and search like they do in our communities and search for illegal guns. They don't do it in Orania. I am pretty sure Orania has got illegal firearms there. I am pretty sure. So you must be careful when you go there. You must be very careful when you go there. Very strategic in your point. Very strategic in your what you call, in your placing of where you're gonna place yourself. Because remember, in Orania, what is going to happen when you go there, they're gonna take the women and children and put them in one place. You're gonna take the women and children and put them in one place. Take all the young men and the old men and put a rifle in their hands and let them go and stand at the gate of Orania and say, "Tot hier ver and nie verder nie." They're gonna say, "Up to this far and no further." And remember, the nice thing about Orania is that a national road of South Africa is running through Orania. Okay, so you don't need to get into Orania. They have guns there, so you have to be prepared. Yes, we have to be prepared. They definitely have guns there. I think this is a step in the right direction. It shows that we are waking up. We have been slaves, but we are waking up, black men. Yeah, we are waking up. Remember, even if we don't do it properly in our generation, there is coming a black generation that is going to wipe out Orania, because African people, the Dutch people don't want to share land with the African people. Remember, the purchase of Orania itself is illegal. The purchasing of the land from the department is illegal. This can be solved by military means. It's going to get there. But remember, you involved our military, America will send their military here. And remember, we don't want the world to think there's a genocide that is being planned against farmers. We don't want it. We have to be strategic. We have to be, in our approach, we need to be wise. We are not going to Orania to kill people. We are going to Orania to tell them this nonsense of an apartheid state in South Africa must stop. And the government must then build houses around Orania. Where Orania ends, we must build RDPs and develop a black community there so that Orania can grow further. Because every year Orania is growing. Every year. We must stop the growth of Orania physically and build schools, build black schools, schools that welcome every race and everyone, and build houses there and make sure that the people don't continue growing as they please. When the EFF and the other black Africans must stop this victimhood. You're talking rubbish. What victimhood? They can be solved by military. Okay, I've already read that. I think we need to have a strategy that can stop supply and of needs to enter there. Yes, they can be the strategy, but we don't even need to go that far, my brother, witness. We don't have to go that far. We don't have to go that far. And Orania are preparing for that. That's why Orania is a farm. It's a farm. They are preparing to have their own animals. They are preparing to have their own food supply. They are preparing for that. Orania, actually, their model is to say, we must not need anything from the South African government. Evan, keep up. Got most of the SA politician knew from you. All work from Namibia. Thank you so much, my brother from Taburu, from Nabs. I call Namibia Nabs. Such lovely people there in Namibia. So what is happening is that you don't need to be evil to them. You don't need to do that. You don't want to cause a world crisis outcry to say South African government is stopping supply to no. You just disturb what they are doing. Black people, colored people must live in Orania. And what you do, you build houses, you build everything there, and you give them out for free to our African brothers who are legally in South Africa. To say, no, African brothers, stay there. It's okay. South Africans, stay there. No problem. King, the issue is white people are still taking more land. Look at Vaal River area. They're still taking more land. I mean, dams that was built during the apartheid times that benefit communities belong to individuals. 70% of our dams in South Africa belong to individuals. Do they own the land they are occupying? Yes, they do. Well, illegally so, but well, they own it legally, but they purchased it illegally. I get what you are saying. These people are tactical. Orania is a farm. It must be expropriated. The recent laws stipulate land can be expropriated. Listen, there is no ANC that is going to take Orania. The ANC is tiptoeing now, afraid of what America might do to them. And remember, the problem with South Africa is that we don't have the support of our neighboring countries. Burkina Faso was never going to be strong if Niger and Mali was not going to be there. Niger was going to be destroyed by ECOWAS if Burkina Faso and Mali was not there. Mali was not going to be strong if Burkina Faso and Niger was not there. The problem with South Africa is that the same racist mentality that our whites have, we have towards our African people. So when the USA brings an army to Lesotho, Lesotho will accept it. Remember, the USA was paying $35 million for LGBTQ promotion in Lesotho. They can give them more. They can put an army in Lesotho. They can put an army in Namibia. They can put an army in Botswana. They can put an army anywhere, you understand, surrounding South Africa. And our army can't even beat a rebel camp. So that is the danger of our army can do nothing. Our army is good for nothing. Our army. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So South Africa does not have the support of other African countries. We will be left alone. The lucky thing about South Africa is that we are in BRICS. So Russia might support us, which is a good support. China might support us, which is another good support. So those things might help us. Brazil and India and all the other countries in ECOWAS might support us, which is very good. Facts, King. No country can do this thing on their own. We need support from our regional neighbors. We do. Nobody can do it on their own. You understand? Russia is always in the comment section. We love the Russian people. I don't know why Russian people are different Caucasians than the others. Really, they are. We love you guys, the Russian people. We South Africa, you guys took in our soldiers during apartheid and you trained us how to use the AK-47. So we love Russian people. You were there for us when nobody was there for us, the Russian people. Yeah, South Africa is BRICS, but how deep and how much will the BRICS be involved? How much? You know, if the BRICS were being motivated by a president like Malema, I know the BRICS would be aggressive. But with a timid president like Cyril Ramaphosa, you don't know what you get. You don't know what you get. What is likely to be in the response if black squat them and mess all land they may need for expansion. Nothing is going to happen. Remember that land outside Orania does not belong to them, but it belongs to other white farmers. You guys, let me see if I can get a map of Orania. I was gonna show it so nicely on this phone that I'm recording with. Let me see. I want to show you guys something. I want to show you guys something about Orania. I want to show you guys something. I want to show you guys something so that those of you who don't stay in the Northern Cape, you can better understand what is going on in Orania. I want to show it to you guys. Just give me a second. I've got my laptop here. I actually don't want Google Maps. I want Google Earth. But let's do Google Maps. Let's see. Yeah. Let me see. I want to show you guys something so that you guys can understand what is going on here. Wait, Orania now. Let me do Google Map. Let me do Google. This is not going to show you guys nicely what I want to show you. I want to show you guys something that Google Earth. Yeah, let me do Google Earth. Just give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. I want to show you something about Orania so that you can understand the geographic placement of Orania and understand how that match is going to have. But if the EFF takes the land, it will end up looking filthy like the rest of townships. Yes, you can say that, but what did you expect when you were giving us Bantu education during apartheid? Today you are giving us basic education. What did you expect? What did you expect? But even if even if we make even if we take the land and mess it up, it doesn't matter. That's our land. Okay, yeah. This is much better. This is much better. Okay. I'm gonna try and show you guys something about Orania so that you guys can have an understanding, because only us people who stay in Northern Cape understand what is going on in Orania. So what you are looking here, this is Orania. And this here is the national road that passes through Orania. Let me zoom in. So what you see here, this is Orania. What you see here, this is their farms in Orania. I wish this was touch screen so that I can show you guys. Let me see. Okay. So this is their farms and everything. This is their residence, where they stay. This is Orania. This is the little farms that they have there in Orania. Okay. This is the little farms that they have there in Orania. Okay, this is Orania. What you guys are seeing here, this is Orania. So in Orania, let me go back. In Orania, there is this national road. This is a national road that passes through Orania. This is a national road. Me and you can be on this road anytime. Nobody can tell us anything. We can't enter on the sides, but we can be on the road. This is a South African road. We are allowed to be on this road. So I can imagine this is where the march will be. The march will not enter into Orania because Orania is a private estate or whatever is going on. So you can't enter Orania, but you can be on this road. You can be on this road. Let me zoom in further. Let me zoom in further. Let me zoom in further. I want to show you guys something which is very important. Yes. So this is where the march will probably end. This is the entrance of Orania from the both sides. This is where you find the shops, the residential places and everything. There's also some residential places also this side. So our march will be up until here. Our march can be up until here. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? We cannot enter their private estate or private farm. The police can, because the police can enter anywhere. So the police will probably come here and barricade here and barricade here so that we don't enter there. So for those who now understand, Orania is split open by a national road. They can't do anything about that national road. They can't divert that national road. They can't stop anyone from driving on that road. It's a free road for anyone. Can you explain the strategy of marching? Listen, I'm not the guy who's organizing the march. I'll be recording the march. I'll be there. I will make sure that my people are safe. I'll be listening to what the leaders of the EFF are saying. I'll be interviewing them. Please stay tuned. On my channel, you are going to get a lot of coverage of this this march against Orania. The first march is not going to Orania. The first march is going to in the previous office. And people who are asking, what is it that we gain from marching? We will gain from telling the racist African people like yourself that they must stop this nonsense of not wanting to integrate in Africa. When we Africans go to other countries, we integrate and learn those people's language. When we go to Russia, we learn Russian. When we go to China, we learn Chinese. When we go to German, we learn Germans. We don't go there and think we are better than the Germans. We are going to stay away from the community of Germans. We are not going to mix with the Italians. We are not going to do whatever. We respect other people's countries. You understand? We respect other people's laws. So we are not going to allow to be disrespected in our own country. This is not your country. Go back where you come from. If you don't want to stay here, America is calling you. Go to America and go and stay in America. If South Africa is such a danger, South Africa is such a cut country, South African government is so 140 laws, 120 laws of black people, racial laws. If South Africa is so bad, if there's a genocide against African people, go back to where you come from. Just go back home. Don't say South Africa is your home. South Africa is not your home. Go back home. If you don't know where your home is, go to America. America is a better country than South Africa, so they say. Not for us black people, because black people get shot like nobody's business by the police for no reason. For touching the steering wheel, you get shot. They tell you, give me your license and registration. When you go and try to take out your license and registration, they shoot you. You know, so yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, you see, Paseka, the 1960 Shopville March got our people involved. So Orania's march is a wake-up call. Yes. Listen, that is why I'm saying, even the 1960 march in Shopville was not a clever march from the PAC. I would have never got involved in that march because there was no strategy in that march. You cannot go to an apartheid regime police station and tell them you bring your dumpers and you're burning your dumpers and you've got no strategy to fight back. Once they started opening fire, our people started running away. Many of the people that died in the Shopville, Mexico, were shot on their back. And not even one racist Dutchman was arrested for Shopville. Not even one. And they want us to forgive that. Our ancestors' blood that was spilled on the ground, we must forgive that. We must look at the future. We must forget what they did to us. Poor Solomon Mahlangu was 21 years old, 22 years old when he was hanged. We must forgive them. What is the reason for Yalush Walush to assassinate Chris Hani? What was the reason? What was the reason? Some of our parents ran away from South Africa, running away from the apartheid regime because it was illegal to be a member of the ANC. Do you guys understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah, Elon Musk, oh my goodness. I don't want to speak about that guy. But one thing I'm enjoying about the Elon Musk issue that I can say is that Americans are turning against him and they are actually saying he's not American. That's the only thing that I love about him, about America right now. The Americans are saying Elon Musk is not even American. He must go back where he comes from. I smiled because we don't want him here. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, we cannot repeat. Thank you so much for pointing out 1960 Shopville March. You cannot repeat the Shopville Mask. You cannot take your people to a march with stones in their hands. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Yeah? Let people march in Orania with stones in their hands. You have to be crazy. You have to be crazy. You have to be crazy. So as long as I am involved in this march, speaking to the EFF leadership in our province, believe you me, there is going to be a clear strategy. And should the Orania people lose their temper, because we know the Dutch people being very tempered, lose their temper and fire at the community, Yasuga isugile. Yasuga isugile. And remember, we are used to that as black people. You know what happened in Marikana. We are used to that. We are used to going to a march and then people die. And remember, if we go to Orania, peaceful march there in the streets, and they shoot at us, they're starting another thing that they will not be able to finish. Because I repeat, black people fear the Dutch people. They are not going to do anything besides burn a tire and sing Dubuli Bunu on the streets. That's the only thing that they will do. Physically, black people will do nothing in Orania. Nothing. Nothing. The EFF has been here for 11, 12 years. They have done nothing to Orania. The ANC has done nothing to Orania. The PAC, all the black political parties have been here forever. They have done nothing to Orania. They will turn red and angry. Yeah, they're gonna be very angry. But the reason they are angry because we are challenging their demon. We are saying, stop this racism that you are doing. Don't have a place where you are saying other people are not allowed to live here. Number one. Number two, we are going to expropriate this land if you don't want to stop what you are doing. We are giving you 24 months to make sure that other races are integrated into Orania. It's going to be a process, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a process. It's going to be a process. I don't know what this one is saying. The OG King, Fred King. King is correct. It took Zimbabwe to take our AWB leader. Orania is gone. Is gone. Market. It has begun. And not this Ramaphosa expropriation of rotten buildings. Rabbi, not this one of Ramaphosa. We are talking about serious expropriation. But I'm saying, Rabbi, when we go and march, finally go to Orania, because the march will get to Orania. It's in Kimberley, yes, but eventually they don't want to. So we have to just enforce our laws. Change that's why we must change the constitution so that states like Orania must not exist. We must change the constitution. You guys understand what I'm saying? We must make sure that they are not free in our country to do what they are doing. You can't buy a farm in South Africa and say only Nigerians are going to stay in my farm. Are you crazy? You can't buy a farm in South Africa and say only Europeans are going to stay in my farm. Are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? You can't buy a farm here and say only Bangladesh people are going to stay here. Not in South Africa. The problem in South Africa is everyone's playground. That's the problem. Because South Africans are the kindest people in Africa. I know we are viewed as xenophobic and everything, but there is no other African country that can claim to be housing more African countries in their country more than South Africa. South Africa, we've got everyone. Mozambique, Lesotho, Zimbabweans, Zambians, Malawians, Ethiopians, Somalians, Nigerians, Ghana. There's no country that is not in South Africa. I met someone from Morocco. I was like, what are you doing here? Everyone in Africa is here. I had a boxing friend from Egypt who was here. You know, King, those whites are arrogant Americans. Very, very, very. So we are asking the racist white people who don't want to be here, go to America. Go and start up a new life there. Go and do something there. We are sick and tired of you and your racism. We are sick and tired of Orania. You are not going to continue to exist in peace. We are going to border the existence of Orania from now on till forever, until we win this fight. So because Orania people were preparing for this fight, I hope they are ready. I hope they are ready. I'm not talking about a gunfight, a killing each other fight, but the fight to the Afrikaner people, they're preparing to fight our government and fight the people of South Africa. We are prepared to show them what is going on. Orange can never exist in Zimbabwe. Orania can in Zimbabwe, Zambia, or are not like us. Yeah, the population there is also lower of white people. It's very low. It's very low compared to South Africans. You see, the population of white people or Portuguese people in Mozambique is less than 2%. So it's not the same. We don't have the same political situation. Not just Africa, but Malaysia, Chinese, Korea, everyone is in South Africa. because South Africa is a playing ground. Don't forget also Malawi back from America. Your Malawians love South Africa. Malawians, Bushiri was here. Malawians love South Africa so much. They love South Africa. Everyone, South Africa now and then gets frustrated with the drugs and the crime that our African brothers commit to us, but we respond in a violent way, which I don't motivate. But South Africa is the most friendliest country in Africa. Don't listen to anyone telling you anything else. If you are not from South Africa, depending on where you come in South Africa and where you stay in South Africa, if you are a free, loving person who does not commit crime, South Africans will defend you. South Africans will defend you. South Africans were defending the Pakistanis tuck shops. The Pakistanis tuck shops that were unaliving our children with feeding them poison. Some South Africans were defending them. There's South Africans that are defending Orania, black people. That's how much South Africans are loving. There's black South Africans that say, leave Orania alone. There's black South Africans that are saying, leave Nigerians alone. Leave whoever. That's how much loving South Africans are. South Africans are very loving and very tolerant. Very tolerant people. That is why the African people fear us, because they don't understand us. They're like, how can we rape you? How can we kill your grandparents? How can we take your land and you still want to live with us? They don't get it. They don't get it. You understand? So that's what is happening. That's what is happening. I am deep involved in this march against Orania, and I want my people to be careful. I don't want to lose a single soul. What do we make of AfriForum saying in a clip to Gaten that they never said there's genocide? They are cowards. Kriel, whatever Kriel that guy's name is a coward. They have said in multiple times that there's a genocide in South Africa against farmers. And it's not only that clip, Rabbi. There's many other clips when they were interviewed on the news where they said they never said that there's a genocide here. There isn't a genocide, of course. Go to Europe, they will tell you Europe is for Europeans. Yeah, it's true. It's true. King, that place must be scrapped because something small become big and the ANC allowed it. That's the problem. That's the problem. What are they planning in Orania for the entire South Africa? Because at one point, Orania is not going to be big enough. They're going to want to expand it, make it bigger, get more racist African people there. And at the end, they're going to say, let's challenge the government. You understand? They're going to challenge, they're going to do that. Africa for Africans. Africa is for everyone, unfortunately. Unfortunately. We don't want a place where only Africans stay in Africa. We are not racist like that. We don't discriminate like that. We don't want a place where we say Africans is for Africans, everyone else must leave. No, we are not there. We're not there. We love everyone in the world. The Chinese, we love them. The Russians, they respect us. We love them. The Russians work nicely with Burkina Faso. We love the Russians. The Chinese, they respect what is happening in Mali. We respect what the Chinese are doing. They are colonizing us in a different way, but at least they are not using the barrel of the gun. At least they are not hanging our people. So we are not going to be in a place where we accept that rubbish that is happening in Orania. Never. 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 And even if we fail, there is coming a generation that is just going to bulldoze that whole thing there in Orania. It can be a dictator in politics. It can be a community rising up. Whatever the case can be. But Orania is not going to last forever in South Africa. And we must not allow it to last in our lifetime. We must do something in our lifetime. Yo, I guess opela yo. I guess opela. Can for your lichi. Guess opela. This whole month, I'll be talking about Orania the whole week. You understand? This whole month, I'll be talking about Orania the whole week. King, I'm glad you took a stand on this one. For the future, kids must know King played a role, and stop this shit. Yeah, well, listen, I'm just a nobody like you, to be honest. I'm just a nobody like you. I'm a content creator. I know nothing. I'm just a poor guy who is trying, struggling in life. Um, struggling like everyone. Electricity is running low. No petrol in the car. All those things, I experience them every month. So I'm just a normal person. I'm not a hero or anything like that. But with the little airtime that I have on YouTube, I'm definitely going to voice out my opinion about it, and I'm going to support the EFF in this fully. They can swear at us, they can call us monkeys, they can call us the K word, they can do whatever they want to do. It's fine. It's not gonna stop us from coming. It's not gonna stop us from coming. It's not gonna stop us from coming. They've been begging for us to come there. We are coming. We are coming. The time has come. The time has come. And Shedrick Shauli is the leader of the EFF that is organizing this match. We must respect him. We must honor him because he's a true man. He's a true man. But it must not be another Shopville massacre. We are not going to go there unprepared. Never. Never. We are not going to go to Orania unprepared for when those racists take out their hunting rifles and point them at us. No, definitely not. Definitely not. A little help, a lot. A little help, a lot. My king said so. Yeah. So thank you guys. Let me just quickly go and check my family. I've been doing a lot of lives today. Let me go check my family. We'll meet tomorrow on the news 7:30 every day in the morning. I upload a video for you guys. Thank you so much. Until we meet again, don't forget to pray. But after you pray, stand up, African child. Do your best so that God can do the rest. Peace in Pan Africanism. I salute you.